Before we get started, I just want to mention that there's construction going on behind my house. So if you hear construction, it's because there's construction. But today we are continuing the series where my boss gives me things to watch and then I watch them and then I talk about them. This one is perhaps in the top 3 of my favorite movies he has given me. And then I heard there's a sequel, and there's another one in the plans. It's not really a direct sequel, more so than like it's a trilogy of movies set in Canada. But I'm really excited to watch it regardless. So I'll be watching the second one in a couple weeks. So make sure you subscribe if you're interested in hearing me talk about that. But for now, we're just going to be talking about Tusk. Tusk was released in 2014. It was written and directed by Kevin Smith. If you don't know the story, I'll give it to you without spoilers. The general idea is this podcaster who talks about really weird people goes to Canada because he knows that that's where he's going to find weird people. He has a plan to meet some really weird guy there. So he goes to Canada to meet with this weird guy. And that doesn't work out, so then he meets another really weird guy who's going to tell him about his adventures in the ocean or whatever. And turns out this guy is obsessed with walruses and is going to turn him into a walrus. So the guy is like trying to turn him into a walrus, and of course he's upset about being turned into a walrus, and then he's got his friends from the States going to Canada to try to find and rescue him from this guy who wants to turn him into a walrus. Pretty crazy like situation for a movie, and only A24 would support this, and thank God they do, because this movie is so good. It's so funny. Like it's also really scary, but it's also really funny in the same way that like the Human Centipede is kind of funny. Like I did a whole trilogy on that. If you want to check those out, those are already on the channel. This has a lot of aspects of that with a lot less camp somehow. Like they literally stitch together body parts to make a walrus, and it does feel very much like the Human Centipede in the way that they stitch people together. And it is just as visceral, I would say. Like seeing him in his walrus thing is horrifying. It truly is. You can tell it's fake. It looks fake. It's still horrifying. Like the idea of it just like manifests, and like it is horrifying to think. To think about. I had some orange juice, and now my body's like. I really liked the design of the suit because it looked fake, but it also like somehow it looking fake made it more real for me, because it wouldn't look real if you tried to do it yourself. Like you don't know how to do it. You're just stitching the thing together. I mean, it would look fake, and it did look fake, and that's fine. The ending is a little silly. It does kind of feel like an A24 ending of sorts, where it's like a little weird and like doesn't really make sense, but like we ignore it because the rest of the movie was good. And I looked at the reviews for this, and people don't like it, and I'll never understand that. I mean, I think this movie is almost perfect. Aside from some weird pacing issues, where, like, the beginning, the exposition of the film is, like, half of the film, and then it's like, oh my god, he's a walrus, and that's the whole movie. And, like, that's fine with me, but I can see how that can be a little frustrating, and it is a little frustrating, if I'm being completely honest with you. The comedy lands hard, though. I mean, Justin Long is hilarious. I always have loved Justin Long. I like Haley Joel Osment quite a bit, and who's the guy that plays the guy? Michael Parks as Howard Howe is just incredible. The way he can turn from being like just like a really menacing guy to like this really sweet guy is horrifying. And Johnny Depp is in this movie, and he plays this character, Guy Lapointe. And I'm sitting here and I'm like watching this, I'm like, that looks like it could be Johnny Depp. And I Google it, and my first Google search does not say Johnny Depp. It says Guy Lapointe plays Guy Lapointe or whatever. And I was like, that's a little weird, because it looks just like Johnny Depp, and it kind of sounds like it, but I can't quite, like, I can't 100% say that it is him. Then I went on IMDB, and I found out it is Johnny Depp, and I was like, I freaking knew it, and also, that's incredible. This is one of my favorite Johnny Depp performances ever. It's just so good. But all the performances and all the awesome writing and directing mixed together just makes for a really weird, fun movie. Like, if you like weird shit, this is for you. If you don't like weird shit, this is not for you. And it has a level of camp that is respectable, but also, like, not, you know, in your face. Like, a lot of old 80s movies have camp that is in your face. Like Batman and Robin. Like, it's, like, camp everywhere. But, like, this has a respectable level of it where you can acknowledge, like, hey, it is very campy, but I like it, you know? It's, like, a sophisticated level of camp, which I never thought I would say on video before, but I am. So I recommend you check this one out if you haven't already. It's so cool. It's so much fun. I'm going to go ahead and give Tusk an A. Have you guys seen Tusk? Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about it. I absolutely love it. I'm so excited to watch the next one. Apparently the third one is coming out in the future, and it's called, like, Moose Jaws or something like that, where, like, what if Jaws was a moose? Like, I'm really excited for that one. But definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already. It helps me out a whole lot, keeps the channel going. I would truly appreciate it. As well as checking out me and my friend Nate's podcast, Nate and Robert STS, on Apple Podcast and Spotify. So check those out if you are interested. And as always, keep watching movies and television. Stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.